Picture this. You buy a flat in Manchester for £150,000. You put down a £37,500 deposit, 25%. You get a buy-to-let mortgage and rent it out for £800 per month. Sounds like a solid investment, right? Here's what most people don't calculate. After your mortgage payment, £500/month, maintenance £100/month, letting agent fees £80/month, insurance £30/month, void periods £50/month average, and tax. You're left with maybe £40, £80 per month in profit. That's £480, £960 per year, on a £37,500 deposit. That's a 1.326% return. You'd get more money keeping your deposit in a high-interest savings account. But here's the thing. Buy-to-let isn't dead. It's just changed. The landlords who are making serious money in 2026 are doing it differently. In the next 13 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how buy-to-let works in the UK today, where the opportunities actually are, the step-by-step process, and the 5 biggest mistakes that cost UK landlords thousands. Let's get into it. Let's be honest. Buy-to-let has changed dramatically in the last 5 years. Challenge 1. Higher mortgage rates. Buy-to-let mortgage rates are now 5 to 6.5%, up from 1 to 2% just a few years ago. That's massively reduced rental yields. Challenge 2. Tax changes. Since 2017, landlords can no longer deduct mortgage interest from rental income. Instead, you get a 20% tax credit. For higher-rate taxpayers, this has been devastating. Many went from profitable to loss-making overnight. Challenge 3. EPC requirements. By 2028, all rental properties in England and Wales must have an EPC rating of C or above. Upgrading from E or F can cost £5,000, £15,000 per property. Challenge 4. Tenant Fees Act and Renters Reform Bill. More regulation means less flexibility. Evictions are harder, deposit schemes are stricter, and compliance costs are rising. So is buy-to-let dead? Absolutely not. But the days of easy money are over. The landlords who are thriving in 2026 are investing in the right locations, using the right mortgage structures, understanding tax properly, treating it like a business, not a side project. Let me break down the numbers properly. Let's do the real math on a buy-to-let investment in 2026. The purchase hand property price, £200,000 typical UK average, deposit 25%, £50,000, stamp duty 3% surcharge for second homes, £6,000, legal fees £1,500, survey £500, total upfront cost £58,000. The monthly costs, mortgage payment 5.5% interest only, £917. Letting agent 10%, £120, maintenance reserve, £100 insurance, £30 safety certificates annualised, £30 void period allowance, £75, total monthly costs, £1,272. The income, monthly rent, £1,200 average UK monthly shortfall, £72. Wait, that's negative. How does this work? Here's where most people miss the bigger picture. Benefit 1. Capital appreciation. UK property has historically grown 3 to 5% per year. On a £200,000 property, that's £6,000, £10,000 per year in growth, even if monthly cash flow is flat. Benefit 2. Mortgage paydown if repayment. With a repayment mortgage, your tenant pays down your mortgage. After 25 years, you own a £200 000 plus asset outright. Benefit 3. Tax efficiency through companies. Many landlords now buy through a limited company SPV. Corporation tax is 1925% and mortgage interest is fully deductible. For higher rate taxpayers, this can save thousands. So the real return isn't just monthly profit. It's monthly cash flow plus capital growth plus mortgage paydown plus tax benefits. When you add it all up, a well-structured buy-to-let can deliver 8 to 12% total annual returns. That's competitive with stocks, with the added benefit of leverage. Now let's talk about where to actually invest. Not all UK property is equal for buy-to-let. Location is everything. The highest yields 7 to 9% gross, Northern England, Newcastle, Liverpool, Sheffield, Scotland. Glasgow, Dundee, Wales, Cardiff, Swansea, Northern Ireland, Belfast. Properties here cost £80,000, £150,000, with rents of £5, £100, £750/month. Lower entry cost, higher yields, but lower capital growth. The balanced markets 5 to 7% gross yield plus growth, Manchester city centre and suburbs, Leeds, Birmingham, Bristol suburbs, Nottingham. Properties here cost £150,000, £250,000, with rents of £800, £1, £200 month. Good yields and decent growth. The growth markets 3 to 5% yield, 5 to 8% growth. London outer boroughs, Oxford, Cambridge, Edinburgh. Properties here cost £300,000, £500, 000 plus, with lower yields but strong capital appreciation. For most new landlords in 2026, I recommend focusing on the balanced markets, Manchester, Leeds, Birmingham. You get reasonable yields and capital growth with strong tenant demand from young professionals. Now let's talk about HMOs, the secret weapon of profitable landlords. Here's something most beginner landlords don't know. Houses in multiple occupation HMOs can dramatically increase your rental income. Standard let, 3-bedroom house. Rent to one family for £1, 000 month. HMO renting by the room, same 3-bedroom house. Rent each room for £500/month £1 500 month. That's 50% more income from the same property. But HMOs come with requirements. You need a license from your local council costs £500, £1,000. Minimum room size is 6.5 square metres single, 10.5 square metres double a shared kitchen and bathroom standards. Fire safety requirements, fire doors, alarms, extinguishers, annual gas safety, electrical inspections every 5 years. More complex management. HMOs are more work and more regulation. But for landlords willing to do it properly, they're significantly more profitable. A well-run 5-bed HMO in Manchester can generate £2,500, £3, 000 month in rent against a £250,000 property. That's a 1.214% gross yield before costs. Even after all expenses, you're looking at 7 to 9% net returns. Compare that to 3 to 5% from a standard let, and you can see why experienced landlords love HMOs. Now let's talk about the step-by-step process of getting started. All right, so how do you actually get started in buy-to-let in 2026? Here's the step-by-step process. Step 1. Get your finances in order. You'll need an AA deposit of at least 25%. Some lenders require 3040% for first-time landlords. A good credit score, we covered this in video 04. Proof of income, some lenders require minimum personal income of £25, 000 plus. Reserves for void periods and maintenance, 3-6 months of costs. Step 2. Get an agreement in principle for a BTL mortgage. BTL mortgages are different from residential mortgages. Interest rates are typically 0.51% higher, and lenders assess affordability based on projected rental income, not your personal income. Most lenders require rental income to be 145% of the mortgage payment, stressed at 5.5% plus. Step 3. Choose your strategy. Standard let, lower effort, lower returns, EHMO. Higher effort, higher returns, student lets, high demand in university towns, short-term lets, Airbnb, highest returns but most work and regulation serviced accommodation, middle ground. Step 4. Find the right property. Look for strong rental demand check, Rightmove/ZOOPLA rental listings, good transport links, proximity to universities, hospitals, business parks. Properties that need cosmetic work add value, EPC rating D or above to avoid upgrade costs. Step 5. Do the numbers properly. Never buy on gut feel. Calculate no purchase price plus, stamp duty plus legal plus survey. Monthly costs, mortgage, agent, insurance, maintenance, voids, expected rent check, comparable listings, net monthly profit, gross and net yield. Total return including capital growth. If the numbers don't work on paper, they won't work in reality. Step 6. Set up your structure. Decide personal name or limited company SPV. Personal name, simpler to set up. Mortgage options wider, higher tax for higher rate taxpayers, Section 24. Limited company SPV, corporation tax 19, 0.25%, mortgage interest fully deductible. Better for portfolio building, higher mortgage rates, 0.2505% more. Accountancy costs £1,000, £2, 000 year. For most landlords with properties worth £200, 000 plus, a limited company usually makes more financial sense in 2026. Speak to a property tax accountant. Step 7. Set up the tenancy properly. Use an AST-assured short-hold tenancy agreement. Protect the deposit in a government scheme DPS, TDS, or My Deposit's complete inventory and check-in report. Provide EPC, Gas Safety Certificate, Electrical Safety Report, EICR, How to Rent Guide. Comply with all local licensing requirements. Get these basics right, and you'll avoid the costly mistakes that catch out new landlords. Right. The 5 biggest buy-to-let mistakes that cost UK landlords thousands. Mistake number 1. Buying on emotion, not numbers. I love this. Property is not a valid investment reason. If the numbers don't work, the yield is too low, the area has weak demand, the costs are too high. Walk away. There will always be another property. There won't always be another £50,000 deposit. Mistake number 2. Underestimating costs. New landlords typically underestimate costs by 30-50%. You're not just paying mortgage and agent fees. You're paying maintenance 10% of rent. Void periods average 2 to 4 weeks/year. Insurance landlord-specific, not home insurance, safety certificates, annual gas, 5-year electrical, legal costs for evictions if needed, tax income or corporation. Budget conservatively. If it still works with conservative numbers, it's a good deal. Mistake number 3. Ignoring tax planning. Since Section 24, many landlords are paying tax on rental income they never actually received because it went to mortgage interest. This has forced thousands out of the market. If you're a higher rate taxpayer, buying through a limited company is almost essential in 2026. Speak to a property tax specialist before you buy, not after. Mistake number 4. Poor tenant selection. A bad tenant can cost you £5,000, £20,000 in rent arrears, damage, and legal fees. A good tenant is worth their weight in gold. Check, credit history, employment, previous landlord references, affordability rent should be no more than 30-35% of their income. Don't rush to fill a void. A property sitting empty for an extra month with no tenant is better than a property with a bad tenant for 12 months. Mistake number 5. Not having the right insurance. Standard home insurance does not cover rental properties. You need specific landlord insurance that covers buildings mandatory if you have a mortgage, contents if furnished. Liability essential. Protects you if a tenant is injured. Loss of rent covers void periods from damage, legal expenses for eviction costs. Skipping proper insurance to save £20/month could cost you £50, 000 plus if something goes wrong. Avoid these 5 mistakes and you're already ahead of most new UK landlords. So here's the honest answer. Is buy-to-let still worth it in 2026? Yes, if you're investing for the long-term 5+ years. You're buying in a high-demand area with strong yields. You're treating it like a business, not a hobby. You have tax planning in place, especially as a higher-rate taxpayer. You have reserves for voids and maintenance. You're happy with 6 to 10% total annual returns. No, if you need monthly income immediately. You're buying with a high mortgage rate and thin margins. You're a higher-rate taxpayer buying personally. Section 24 hits hard. You don't have time for management or budget for an agent. You're expecting the easy returns of 2010 to 2015. For most UK investors in 2026, here's my honest recommendation. If you have £50,000, £100,000 to invest and want hands-on involvement with tangible assets, buy-to-let in the right location can still deliver excellent returns. If you want passive income with less hassle, consider REITs, real estate investment trusts, or property crowdfunding platforms. You get property exposure without the toilet fixing at 2 a.m. Either way, educate yourself properly before you commit a single penny. Right, so here's your action plan if you want to explore buy-to-let in 2026. Step 1. Educate yourself first. Read books like The Complete Guide to Property Investment by Rob Dix. Join landlord forums. Speak to experienced landlords in your target area. Step 2. Get your finances sorted. Check your credit score. Save your deposit. Build 3 to 6 months of reserves. Speak to a BTL mortgage broker to understand what you can borrow. Step 3. Research locations. Don't just look at where you live. Research high-yield areas. Check Rightmove and Zoopla for rental demand. Visit the areas. Talk to local letting agents. Step 4. Run the numbers on 50-plus properties. Before you buy one property, analyze 50. You'll start to see patterns. What works, what doesn't, what the real costs are. Step 5. Speak to professionals. A good BTL mortgage broker, a property tax accountant, and a solicitor experienced in BTL purchases. Their fees will save you thousands in mistakes. If you follow this plan, you'll make informed decisions, not emotional ones. And that's what separates successful landlords from the ones who lose money. If this video helped you, please subscribe. Every week I'm putting out videos exactly like this one. UK-specific money advice that actually works. Hit the bell too, so you don't miss the next one. And when you're ready, this video right here about investing for beginners is a great next watch. Because whether you invest in property or stocks, the principles are the same. Long-term thinking, diversification, and patience. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.